Hi there everybody and welcome back to another stock analysis video. Today I would like to analyze a company that's actually been on my radar for a couple weeks now, and that is none other than Domino's Pizza. Now, for all those of you guys who may not know, Domino's Pizza, as you can see right here, well, they make pizza. It's a pretty simple product, right? It's just dough, cheese, and sauce. But they actually do have a stock price, and I would like to analyze their fundamentals to see if their stock price actually matches their fundamentals. But before we get started, guys, I would like to show all of you a quick video from Domino's Pizza themselves. Now, this video was created on December 21st, 2009, so this is more than a decade old. It is titled Domino's Pizza Turnaround. And for all of those of you who may not remember or know, Domino's Pizza back in the day, this is prior to 2009, their pizza was utter garbage. In fact, I hated it when I was younger. I was always telling mom, do not buy pizza from Domino's, it's awful. And well, they actually come up with this video trying to tackle this exact problem, and it takes a lot for a company to actually admit their mistakes. Let's give it a quick watch.
Pizza, where's the love? How hard? Bread, sauce, cheese, fresh ingredients. Doesn't feel like there's much love in Domino's Pizza.
Domino's pizza crust to me is like cardboard.
Is it hard to wash?
Yeah, that's hard to watch.
I hear what some folks are saying about our stuff.
Oh, this one's bad. Worst excuse for pizza I've ever had.
So as you can see by this video, they had like a control group and they pretty much just asked them, hey, what do you think of our pizza? And well, it was pretty bad, right? It tasted like cardboard, some people said, right? It was just the sauce tasted like ketchup. And well, apparently, according to this video, management took a listen to what people were saying, and well, let's just see how this actually ends.
The sauce tastes like ketchup.
Totally void of flavor.
You know what? When you first hear it, it's shocking.
The cardboard complaint is the most common one.
This we hear over and over and over.
I mean, that hits you right in the heart. This is what we've done. This is what I've done, you know, for 25 years now.
You can either use negative comments to get you down, or you can use them to excite you and energize your process of making a better pizza. We did the latter.
Most companies hide the criticism that they're getting, and we actually faced it head on.
Some people
So as you guys can see, after hearing these criticisms, they just completely changed their whole entire pizza strategy and like how they actually made them. And if we actually take a look at their stock price, as of this video was made, which is around, you know, 2010, right? It's December 2009, essentially 2010. And around that time is actually when the stock price actually started to go up. And well, it continued to go up until its current share price of $406.27. So now that we actually understand a little bit of Domino's history, let's come over here to the actual analysis. We're going to start off with the dividend summary, guys. Dividend yield of 1.07%, which ends up being around $1.10 per share. This comes out to be an annual dividends of $4.40. Payout ratio in regards to the net income is 27.75%, with a 5-year growth rate on this dividend of almost 20%, guys, at 19.63. That is huge. And they have increased this dividend consecutively for 9 years, which is again really solid. So just from the stance of a dividend, does this mean that they can afford it? We don't know yet. We're going to take a look at this in regards to the free cash flow in just a little bit. But nonetheless, their ex-dividend date was March 14th. Payout date was March 30th, which is actually as if I'm recording this video, and they pay their dividends quarterly. Now guys, let's come over here to the calculator. Let's find out if this company's current share price is actually worth buying. Ticker symbol of DPZ, market cap of $14.6 billion, PE of 30. So based off of their earnings, this is telling me that this is a little expensive since this is above the 20 PE that I normally like to buy, meaning that the current share price of $406 might be a little bit expensive in regards to the earnings. Now, we're going to take a look at other factors to come up with a more accurate share price. Annual dividends per share, guys, as we saw, was $4.40, which in accordance to their shares outstanding, this comes out to be $158.8 million being paid out in dividends every single year, which, you know, it tells you something, right? When the dividend yield is $4.40 on the annual and they only pay out $158 million in dividends, this is telling you that their shares outstanding is probably in the floor, which is actually really good. Now, in regards to the average 5-year free cash flow, this comes out to be $241 million left after this dividend is paid. This comes out to be, guys, a payout ratio in regards to the free cash flow of almost 40% at 39.69%, which is really, really good. It is under my 60% threshold. So in regards to this dividend, they can 100% afford it and even increase it into the future. Now let's come over here to the fundamentals, guys. Starting with the net income, 5 years ago of $278 million to 1 year ago of $511 million, increase of 84%. And well, we can actually see that this is actually exactly what you want to see when it comes to a net income. A nice steady increase within the past 5 years, no outliers, very, very consistent. This is absolutely beautiful, perfect income. This is exactly what you want to see when you buy into a company right here. Next, we got the free cash flow, and just like the net income, guys, we see the exact same trend. 5 years ago of $251 million to 1 year ago of $560 million, an increase of 123% with an average 5-year free cash flow of $400 million. And as I said, look at this steady increase: 251, 274, 411, 504, 560. This is absolutely beautiful. Again, this is exactly what you want to see when you buy into a company. You don't want to see outliers. Outliers makes it more difficult to predict the future. If you see consistent growth, this is pretty much telling me that I can pretty much make my assumptions fairly accurate, seeing that if they continue to do this into the future, my assumptions may be correct. Now coming over here to the revenue, 5 years ago of $2.8 billion to 1 year ago of $4.3 billion, an increase of 56.29%. And as you guys can see right here, another steady increase. So far, when it comes to their 3 metrics that I like to follow to measure their profits, all of them are 1 in the positive, and 2 no outliers, and 3 very, very consistent. This is actually very, very nice, right? You don't want a company that has spikes in the outliers 1 year or like a negative 1 year, that kind of stuff. You don't want to see that. You want to see something like this. Even though, you know, their free cash flow and their net income isn't in the billions of dollars, that's not really the point, right? The point is that every investment is the present value of all future cash flow. The fact that you're seeing it this consistent, it really does say a lot that they might actually continue this consistency into the future, which is really, really good. It's secure. Now let's take a look at the total assets minus the total liabilities. This one, guys, tells you whether or not they are able to cover all of their debts with their assets. And currently, well, they absolutely can. They have around $270 million left after doing so. Now, this isn't as much as I would like. However, they are still in the positive, and they've been in the positive with the past 5 years. Yes, they had an outlier 2 years ago, but nonetheless, I don't foresee this as a bad thing. Average total assets ends up being around $754 million, and average total liabilities around $481 million. Average assets minus the average liabilities, we get around $273.5 million. Now let's take a look at the shares outstanding. We kind of got a glimpse of this when we saw the dividend being paid out. And guys, this number pretty much just tells you how much the company is diluting you as the investor. You want this number to be coming down. And wow, I was actually very, very surprised when I saw this in regards to Domino's Pizza. I was not expecting it. From a pizza joint, out of all the things, a pizza joint. Oh my God. 5 years ago of 42.9 million shares to today of 36.1 million shares. Guys, on the 5 year, this is a decrease of 15.85%. And from the previous year to the current year, so from 2 years ago to 1 year ago, guys, they bought back 7.2% of their shares. Oh dear Lord. Again, from a pizza place, these are the metrics that we get from a pizza place. This is ridiculous. Like, normally you would see this in like a mega cap, right? Yet you're not. You're actually seeing the fact that they actually do care about their investors by buying back their shares. And by buying back their shares, they actually pay out less of a dividend, which means that they can actually afford to increase their dividend, which is why their dividend is at $4.40 per year, which is absolutely amazing. What a great metric. So far, pretty much the worst one that we've seen is the total assets minus the total liabilities, and it's not even that bad. And lastly, guys, we have the cash equivalents, and currently they have around $148 million in cash equivalents, which is not a lot, But then again, the way that I see it is, with this amount of inflation that we have at 7.9%, do you really want to hold a lot of cash? I don't think so. But nonetheless, they do have an average cash of $119.5 million. Now let's come over here and make some assumptions, guys. Low, median, high, as always. Revenue growth, projected share buyback, and required rate of return. Those three factors I'm going to use to come up with a target share price. And then we're going to use the cash equivalents and then the debt to come up with a target share price adjusting for debt. And then let's add a margin of safety. Now, for my revenue growth, guys, I'm going to be using Seeking Alpha's growth tab. For my projected share buyback, I'm going to be using the shares outstanding that we just saw. And for my required rate of return, I'm going to keep it the same at 10% to pretty much simulate the S&P 500 on the best years. So for my lowest assumption, I'm going to assume a revenue growth of 3%, projected share buyback of 8%. This comes out to be target share price of $193.54. For my median assumption, I'm going to assume a growth of 6%, projected share buyback of 9%. This comes out to be $216.98, essentially $217. And lastly, for my highest assumption, I'm going to say a growth of 9%, projected share buyback of 10%. This comes out to be $242.71. Now we need to adjust for debt, and clearly they do have more debt than cash on hand, unfortunately, meaning that this number is going to drop significantly. As you can see, it drops a massive amount, right? From $183.54 for the lowest assumption to $39.02. For my median assumption, it is $60.87, and for my high assumption, it is almost $85 at $84.97. Now we need to add a margin of safety, 5, 10, and 15%, and in doing so, for my low assumption, this number becomes $33.17 to $37.07. For my median assumption, we would like to buy between $51.74 to $57.82. And for my highest assumption, we would like to buy between $72.22 to $80.72. Guys, the current share price is a whopping $4.06. So this is this is quite a predicament, because in my rosiest assumption, this needs to drop almost $200, right? A little bit less than $200. So the likelihood of this happening, I don't necessarily know. But the way that the calculator works, guys, is, again, it takes the free cash flow, projects it to the future, and brings it to today. It discounts it back to today. And we just saw that their 5-year average free cash flow is not in the billions of dollars, it's in the millions of dollars. So it kind of does make sense that you would want to buy this at around $242 and then adjusting it for debt around $85. But then again, take a look at every single metric that we have seen. Everything looks absolutely gorgeous. Everything is pretty much positive, right? Except for the total assets and liabilities, which it is positive, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't look as rosy as all the other ones, right? But nonetheless, this is where you would have to stop and think, okay, would you be willing to pay a premium for this company, right? And second, what is the moat when it comes to this company? It's a pizza joint, right? So what are its competitors? Not necessarily going to be the mom and pop pizza shops, right? It's going to be like Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, that kind of stuff. Those guys are Domino's competitors. And, well, after they just completely renowned their pizza, they've actually been pretty competitive when it comes to Pizza Hut, right? I even think Pizza Hut is actually not even that good in comparison to Domino's now, which is actually fairly surprising. But nonetheless, you have to take a look at the moat, and are you willing to pay a premium? Now, a $200 premium is pretty big, but again, this is where you have to make your own assumptions. As I always say in every single video, these are my assumptions. I have this calculator available for free. Anybody can have it. Just go to my discounted free cash flow calculator videos, and you can make a copy. The link is there. You can just come up here, go to file, make a copy, boom, and you make your own assumptions, right? Because at the end of the day, as I said before, every investment is the present value of all future cash flow. So I'm not telling you guys what to buy. This is not financial advice. All I'm saying is these are the numbers. These are my assumptions. This is where I would put this company. Disagree with me if you wish. That's perfectly fine. Get this calculator, you make your own revenue growth assumptions, you make your own projected share buybacks, and see where your numbers land. All I'm asking for in return, guys, for this free calculator is like, subscribe, comment. It really does help here on YouTube. Would love to get to 500 subs as soon as possible, so that way I can finally get my community tab and communicate with you guys, make polls, do all this stuff, right? So that'd be awesome. And the more I see you guys liking, subscribing, it actually gets me more motivated to make more calculators and make more content that is a little bit outside of this normal stock analysis video. Now let's do the dividends at current price. I want to see if I were to take the US average income, which is around $68,703, bring it to the monthly, which is $5,725. If I were to put 1 month of income into this company at the current dividends per share of $4.40, how many dividends will this company pay me? Well, in doing so, this would buy us around 14.1 shares, which ends up being an annual dividends of $62.01, quarterly dividends of $15.50, and monthly dividends of $5.17. So not really a lot, right? This is why I'm kind of saying, hey, maybe this price should come down a bit, because yeah, I mean, with $5,725, it's not even buying you $10 a month. So again, another justification as to why I think the share price should come down. All in all, guys, I absolutely love this company. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely adore this company. It has amazing fundamentals. I wasn't expecting these fundamentals to be like this, especially the shares outstanding. That is incredible, right? But this is something that we've been seeing pretty much all throughout, and that is the fact that it's just, to me, I find it way too expensive. $406? That's ridiculous. Now, I'm probably going to put this company in one of my watch lists and pretty much set the target price to the ones that I just put there with the margins of safety as well, just so that way if it does fall to one of those prices in the future, or if I reanalyze it in the future and see that their fundamentals have actually gone up and the price has remained roughly the same, then I might consider buying it. But that pretty much does it for this video. Like if you like, comment, subscribe. It really does help with the algorithm on YouTube. You can follow me on my YouTube sites at BitChute, Odyssey, and Rumble, where I just do my stock analysis videos and crypto videos. You'll find exclusives as well. In regards to Odyssey, Rumble, and YouTube, I have a Let's Play channel, link in the description below. So if you want to see that, you can follow me there. With that said, peace out, and be on the lookout for the next stock analysis video.